Hi, Richard here. Today let's talk TrackerVP. TrackerVP focuses on intraday volume. You can see here how it fits in amongst our other indicators in the Tracker suite. These indicators track your important time, price, and volume references across the low, mid, and higher time frames. TrackerVP, like TrackerRTH, is intended to be run on your lowest time frame trade entry chart with an ETH session template. It can be used with second, minute, tick, volume, range, or Renko bar types. It can be used with or separate from our other indicators. Here you can see the 4 tracker indicators I use myself on my lowest time frame trade entry chart. I used to have 4 monitors and a dozen charts, but that was way too unfocused and distracting. I was never looking at the right chart at the right time, it seems. So seeing those perfect setups was always the stuff of hindsight analysis in end-of-day blogs and videos. Now I am on 2 monitors, 3 charts, with other charts tabbed in the background that I check only once per day during my pre-market preparation. My point here is that successful traders operate with deliberate intention to recognize, organize, and track specific information, and then wait patiently until price action allows them to act on the basis of that information. I said in previous videos that we draw on charts anticipating price may reverse when it gets to these markings. Such could be a rectangle, horizontal or inclined line, or a plot like a moving average or a Bollinger Band. The purpose of TrackerVP is to mark areas on the chart where price may reverse based on volume studies. Let's walk through the menu now to see the features of TrackerVP. I kept it as one menu so that it was faster to make changes in real time. Visible turns the indicator on and off. Plot VWAP plots the volume-weighted average price for each Globex and RTH session. As an aside, I find it interesting how closely VWAP and halfback plotted by TrackerRTH often plot. Plot dVPOC plots the developing volume point of control for the session. It plots as a series of horizontal line segments. Unlike comparable indicators, TrackerVP breaks the line segments so that you do not see all those messy vertical lines connecting to horizontal line segments. Here's something you can study to see if it helps you. Look at how often price comes back to test areas, and then look to see how obvious that price was on the volume profile all by itself. Range VA is a legacy feature from the previous version of TrackerVP. It plots a rectangle offset to the right of the current bar to represent the RTH session value area range, plus adds the session VPOC. Similarly, range DVA does same for the ongoing session, whether it be Globex or RTH, but it also adds showing the VWAP price. In the settings, you can control how far to the right of the current bar these features plot. The next 3 items control which of the 3 volume profiles are plotted. Note, during the Globex session, it is also the ongoing session, so only 2 profiles are shown. But at the RTH open, all 3 profiles automatically plot if the settings are for all 3 to be turned on. TrackerVP shows the profiles side by side, unlike other indicators, because the intent is to allow direct comparison, which is harder to do when they are spread out across the chart. In the settings, you control the color, opacity, and value area definition for the profiles. You also control the left and right margins where the profiles plot. Sometimes you don't need to see a particular profile, like when price is trading outside a prior session's range. Turning off that profile is just a mouse click away, allowing you to focus on the other profiles. Price labels controls printing the text at the profile tops and bottoms. At the bottom, you can see the session range and total volume is also shown. Indicator status shows the last RTH session close as regular, early, or too early closes, and the session close date and time. This helps remind you after a holiday, but also helps confirm your chart data loaded correctly. In the settings, you can control the XY coordinates where this plots on the chart. Proportional volume is a feature unique to TrackerVP. It lets you scale each profile relative to its own VPOC or to the largest of the 3 VPOCs plotted. Sometimes we can lose track of where the actual volume was put in. This feature helps you regain that perspective. Leader lines extends lines from the previous session tops and bottoms to the bars that made those highs and lows. There are also 4 other partial leader lines from the profile to the current bar to help track current session open and VPOC, as well as previous RTH session close and mid. The VP Open Close Mid VWAP item adds short line segments to highlight various prices on the 3 profiles. The last 2 items is another unique feature of TrackerVP. It allows you to shift the left margin of the volume profiles to make them wider or narrower. As a trader myself, I try to build in features helpful to traders that allow real-time, on-the-fly chart adjustments without you having to interrupt or stop your trading to adjust chart settings and then wait while your chart reloads all your ninja scripts, which for some of you might mean waiting 10 or more seconds. The next thing for us to look at requires us to look under the hood at the indicator calculations. If you trade live, then you'll likely have experienced or know a fellow trader that was in a trade when a pocket of volatility hit, causing the computer platform to lock up. You can't do anything, and if your stop losses are managed on your computer, then you risk having a really bad day. Not good. Nobody ever needs that stress. Poor indicator coding is usually the culprit. Locking up your indicator and in turn locking up your charts in your platform. This is not a problem for simple indicators like a moving average because they are almost always set to update on bar close and there are very few calculations involved. It's the complex indicators like volume and market profile that can involve thousands of calculations on each update and be set to update on each tick for instruments that can have 5,000 or more ticks per minute. Under this scenario, lockup is more likely, if not inevitable. TrackerVP and TrackerMP were coded for my own use, so I definitely considered memory allocation and calculation updating frequency. My indicators dynamically size and resize to their memory needs. For calculation updating, let's review our 3 main options. Updating on bar close is fastest, but likely lags too far behind real time for most traders. Common practice is for the indicator to add a 1-minute data series and then assign the total volume in each 1-minute bar equally to each tick in that bar's range. This is an approximation method that is often okay. However, it will incorrectly locate the VPOC and thus the value area on occasion, sometimes placing it far away in an entirely different distribution. An incorrect profile can lead you to making incorrect trading decisions. The second option is updating calculations on each tick. It is accurate, but can consume excessive computer resources, slowing computer response time and risking computer lockup as the worst-case scenario. The third potential option is on price change. As is, it is an unsuitable approach. However, TrackerVP adapted this approach to work, plus further added a built-in throttle to control the frequency of updating. The result is an optimal balance, accurate, real-time updating, making fewer updates, and using far fewer computer resources. The two rows at the bottom of the profile track the indicator performance, as explained in the user manual. The overall goal is to reduce unnecessary updating on instruments like ES by 90 to 95% when compared to the on-each-tick updating approach. When you are trading with real money, we think this matters. Now, for examples of conventional trade setups using volume profile and VWAP, there is already a ton of literature available. TrackerVP makes it easier to spot these setups. But there are two nuances I think are worth mentioning. First, TrackerMP is our RTH-only market profile indicator. I frequently get asked why I won't add the overnight session as either one Globex session or divided into Asian and London sessions. I point you back to market profile gurus like Jim Dalton and his courses and books. My takeaway from his teachings are that he does not devote 2/3 of his chart real estate to the overnight trade, but instead uses just the Globex high, low, and VPOC prices, all of which are tracked by TrackerVP. Second, have you ever been in a trading room or educational setting and heard over and over that all you need is one chart or one thing on a chart, only to discover later that off-screen other charts, timeframes, and indicators are being used? So much for that naked chart, huh? For the supply and demand traders out there, yes, it's okay to add TrackerVP to your chart to help qualify your supply and demand zones. For the 5-minute naked chart price action traders, it's okay to mark the highs, lows, opens, and closes of previous sessions. Everybody else does. It's about having the right amount of information on your charts. No more, no less. So until next time, I hope you have found this video helpful. TrackerVP has many amazing and truly unique features, so I hope you give it a try. The subscription pricing just adds a few pennies to your cost per contract to trade, and the cancel anytime policy means you are never stuck in a financial commitment. If you want to see future videos, let us know by hitting the like and subscribe buttons and leaving us a comment below. Until next time, green trades, everyone.